Well, as we've told you, one of Australia's three big energy companies, Origin Energy, today agreed to a takeover approach from a consortium led by Brookfield Asset Management. The takeover offer at $9 a share values Origin at $18.4 billion. And as you saw, the Origin share price took off. The irony is that Brookfield originally bid for AGL Energy in conjunction with Mike Cannon-Brookes' Grok Ventures. Now Brookfield is joined by Mid-Ocean Energy, an LNG company operated by energy investment company EIG and headed by the former LNG boss of Royal Dutch Shell. But Origin is pivotal right now, for it has coal seam gas reserves in Queensland and interest in a Gladstone gas refinery at the heart of the contentious subject of gas prices and the gas trigger to get more gas into our system. So let's bring in here Graeme Bethune from EnergyQuest. Always good to talk to him about gas. Graeme, what's the play here? Which way does this end up? Because they're suggesting this business, if acquired, would be split in two.
Yeah, I think it's a natural development, as we're seeing with a lot of energy companies splitting their fossil fuel production from their retailing and general utility activities. And also the other thing I think we're seeing is probably energy companies starting to go private rather than remain publicly listed. So I think it's consistent with both of those trends.
OK, then there's another thing, the gas trigger. It's quite clear the government is seeking advice right now, so it may force more gas from Queensland into that might otherwise have gone overseas back into the local grid. Why would this deal come at such a sensitive time in the overall gas industry?
Yes, yeah, so quite interesting, in fact, probably amazing with all the brouhaha about things on the East Coast, and Brookfield and Ocean Marine are planning to put another dog into the general dogfight. Well, I'm sure they won't want to. They want it to stay low profile. So clearly they must see through that and have confidence that that they can bear any risk that arises from that. I mean, the major part of the obviously of the upstream LNG business is actually the LNG, which is operating at very high prices at the moment. So I guess they're saying that with high prices they can withstand some regulation on domestic prices.
OK, so that being the case, because Origin is one of the three big gas producers, the so-called gentailers in Australia, is it especially, as you're pointing out, they think they might be able to cope, but is it especially vulnerable, or as AGL would be, to any sort of a gas trigger that is pulled by the federal government?
Well, it certainly is, as are the other participants on the in the East Coast gas market. So, I mean, I guess one of the things at the moment, though, is we're all kind of shadow boxing in terms of what the federal government might decide to do, and certainly implementing a gas trigger or a gas price cap or something like that is probably far more complex than it would seem at first blush, and has all kinds of international implications and legal implications too. So. So it remains to be seen, and I'm sure the government is trying to work its way through all those complexities.
It is going to be fascinating to watch exactly which way this goes. Graeme Bethune from EnergyQuest, many thanks for your time.
A pleasure, Ross.
So you saw the impact on the markets today.